Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. This is Mrs. H and I am gonna go over this math book page. It's student book page 108 and it's called How Many Candy Bars, and there's a couple of concepts that I want to go over with you before you start working on this page. So I just want to kind of review a few things. So remember that a fraction is a number that's less than 1. So the top number for this fraction, 3/4, the 3 is the numerator, the 4 is the denominator. The numerator shows us how many pieces are being eaten or used up. The denominator is telling us how many pieces make the whole. Okay, and so this is an example of what we call a proper fraction. Okay, and where the number on the top is smaller than the number on the bottom. And then I also want to review what an improper fraction is. And an improper fraction is when the fraction is showing more than one whole. Okay, so we know one whole is when we have the same numerator and the same denominator. We have 4 over 4. We know that makes the giant 1. So 6/4 is an improper fraction because 6 is larger than 4. So we know that this is thinking of 4/4. Well, that's one whole. And then 6 minus 4 is 2. So we have 2 extra pieces. So then our fraction for our mixed number is 1 2/4. And if we find the equivalent or reduce, it will be 1 1/2. Okay, so we have to think about on this page, thinking about the improper fractions and changing it to a mixed number. So when you have your improper fraction answer, you're just going to think, well, how many times can I divide, let's say, the numerator into the denominator? So 6 divided by 4 for this problem, and like we had set up there, it's 1 whole 2/4. And you could even divide it. So 6 divided by 4 is 1. And then 1 times 4 is 4. You have 2 remainder. The 2 becomes the numerator. 4 becomes the denominator. So it's 1 whole 2/4. And that's our answer for 6/4, changing it to 1 2/4, which can also be reduced to 1 1/2. Okay, so the student book page is saying that Mrs. Wiggins is hosting her annual class picnic. She wants to give each student 3/4 of a candy bar for a dessert treat. So the question is, well, if she's giving one student 3/4, how many candy bars will she need for 2 students? So thinking about what the information that we know from the word problem, we know that 3/4 is going to be given to one student. And if this is the candy bar, this is a picture, this candy bar has been cut into fourths. That matches the denominator. And then the numerator is 3. So 3 pieces are being given to this one student. So then in the practice book page for 1A, it says, well, how many candy bars will she need for 2 students? So this is where we start adding fractions. So you're going to take 3/4 for one student plus 3/4 for the second student, and you're going to add the numerator. So 3 plus 3 is 6. The denominator stays the same. You don't add the denominators. Okay, we know that, so our improper fraction is going to be 6/4, just like we saw on the other page. We know 4/4 is 1 whole, and 6 minus 4 is 2. So we can think of 1 2/4. And again, you can reduce it by dividing the numerator and the denominator by 2. So it would be 1 1/2. Okay, and then this is a picture of that. So 3/4, these 3 pieces would go to that first student. And then these 3 pieces here would go to the second student. So we can see here, oh, here's 1 and then 2/4 she would need for 2 students. Okay, and then problem B is asking, well, if she needs 1 2/4 for 2 students, how many is she going to need for 4 students? So same process, 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4, or you can even multiply. 4 times 3/4, where you are multiplying 4 times 3 is 12. The denominator stays the same. And then here we have the problem 12 divided by 4. Well, how many candy bars is that? 3 whole candy bars. So she's going to need 3 whole candy bars for 4 students. And we can see that picture here. 3/4 plus that piece, those pieces there, that's for 2 students. This is for 3 students, and then this is for 4 students. So that how many candy bars is that? 1, 2, 3. So we can even see a visual. 3 candy bars are needed for 4 students if she's only giving her each one 3/4 of a candy bar. Okay, so then on the problem, you're gonna, or the next problem, you're gonna have to figure out, well, how many candy bars for 3 students. This should say students. So same process, 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4, or you can multiply 3 times 3/4. So if you do it this way, you're going to just have to multiply 3 times 3, which is 9. The denominator 4 stays the same, so 9/4. And then you just have to divide, and remember the remainder is your fraction. Okay, so hopefully that can get you off on the right start for this page. So what you have to do is you're going to have to figure out, it's kind of like a ratio table. Once you know, well, we know a couple of these problems already because you did it, but the ratio table says number of candy bars. So you can put the number of candy bars here for the number of students. So number 1's easy, you already know, 3/4. Number 2 we did. Number 4 we did. Okay, so number 3, I just showed you what to do for that. Okay, and so you just keep working your way. And so it looks like you're trying to figure out how many candy bars she's going to need for every single student in her class, up to 32. So keep working. This is going to be, for some of you, a way to really practice those changing improper fractions to mixed numbers. So don't give up. Please ask me if you have a question. Okay, and you can always use a separate piece of scratch paper to help you show your work, just like I showed my work on that other piece of paper. Okay, so just wanted to say good luck and thank you so much for doing all the work that's been posted. I've been seeing your comments, seeing you turn things in, and I'm very proud of you. This is a very different way of learning, and we're going to get through this, and hopefully soon we'll be together, and we won't have to do school this way for very much longer. So see you soon. Take care. Be well. Bye-bye.